We've got Captain Harris. And, man, you're talking about your schedule that you've been on for the last, 5 days?
Well, it's been going on for 4 or 5 months.
And it's just unbelievable. I mean, you've got probably a busier schedule than half these country stars do when they're out on tour.
It's unbelievable. You know, what I was talking about as we went 4 or 5 days ago, we started out in Seattle, for instance, and we shot up to Palmer, Alaska, did that gig, came back, went to the hotel for 3 hours, then got on an airplane, flew to Seattle, turned around 4 hours later, had to go to the airport, and flew to Sacramento, and then up to some casino.
You're like zigzagging all over the West Coast.
And tomorrow I'm flying. Tomorrow I get home tomorrow night, and then at 4 in the morning I fly to Indiana.
So what's the longest amount of sleep you've gotten so far in the last week?
Maybe 2 hours.
That's about it, huh?
Yeah.
I thought this was just a natural look that you had about yourself.
I get used to it. I get used to running on nothing.
Yeah. Well, you ever take an actual vacation? You know, you guys say, "Hey, we're heading off to Mexico for a week," or fishing in Montana or something.
You know, I did last year in November. I was sick, and so they wouldn't let me go fishing. And Kicker Stereo Systems took me to Mexico.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah,
where'd you go in Mexico at?
Puerto Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta. That is my wife and I favorite spot. We've got a place down there. We like to go hang out down there. So
it was pretty neat.
Yeah. So you do get a little relaxation, but like anybody else, you got to go back and work and pay the bills. I've always heard, growing up on the coast here, you know, I've had people that have gone up and fished in Alaska, and it's like, well, yeah, you make a lot of money, but, you know, so dangerous and stuff. Do you really make that much more money fishing there than somebody fishing elsewhere in the world?
Yeah.
You do. So, well, there's got to be a justification. I mean, you're putting your life on the line. You're beating the body up. There's got to be something to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, it's worth it. We do okay.
Well, that's good. All right, I would hope so. I would hope.
You know, the deckhands on there, they're working. They're making $100,000. You know, or maybe a little better for half a year's work.
So, how often do deckhands change? I mean, when someone finally says, "That's it, I'm done," or you say, "Hey, it's not working out. You're out of here."
Oh. Rarely, but it happens.
Uh-huh.
You know, we have changed the crew. Stuff happens, you know. The wife is upset, gone so much, or just different things happen. Guys don't see eye to eye. We have very little turnover on our boat, but we're kind of lucky.
I mean, did you guys, after going through what you do to provide a living and a life, that you guys solidify, these relationships? You depend on each other.
Well,
so
I'm a 2-time loser in the marriage department.
Well, I never want to say that it's you just say you learn a little, you move on, right?
Yeah, it's not really great. I mean, and I see their point. You know, we walk out that door, we might not be coming back, and it's hard. You know, they're watching the news and they're get on the computer and they're watching the weather report, and it's ugly most all the time. So, I mean, it tends to make them nervous.
We watch the show, and we see all the fishing going on, but I also like the shows where you guys get together at the end of the season or a break at some point where you're sitting around having a brew, talking about some stories and shooting the breeze. You guys ever hang out really like that, off camera?
Yeah,
the rest of the other boats and stuff?
John and I hang out. Sig and I hang out.
Speaking of Sig, a gal that we talked to out of Nashville, she knows that you're in the studio with us this morning, and she said that Eric Church is a big fan of Sig's, and if there's any way that Sig could ever give a shout-out to Eric Church, country star, he would just be all over. Do you have that kind of stuff? Do you have these other people that are stars in their own right coming to you and going, wow?
Oh, yeah.
What's that like for you?
It's flattering. It really is. Especially NASCAR. David Rudiman's a good friend.
Has that opened any doors to drive any NASCARs?
Not yet, but I'm working on that.
I would think that should be able to come around pretty quick if you had that opportunity.
Yeah, I go to a lot of the races, so I get to meet all these guys and get to know them a little bit, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Greg Biffle and I did a TV show together, and just a lot of neat stuff.
So you can see yourself as a driver. If you weren't a fisherman, you could be a driver.
Yeah, I can do that.
Not a problem. I got to ask you, you got the tats on the arms. Significance in those?
No.
Or is it just a couple of bruises to me one night?
This one here was a cover-up, and I got it a long time before the movie came out, actually, about pirates.
I like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you always got to be careful what you put on your shoulder. See, now I have on my shoulder over here, I've got a picture of my wife, who happens to also be standing in the studio. But when I was putting it on there, I said, now, if things don't work out, she wises up or something, and I'm out of there.
You're in trouble.
No, he said I can turn it into a bear. So
there you go.
I checked that out ahead of time.
Yeah, there you go. Smart move.
Yeah, you got to be thinking in the future because
Yeah,
again, this is my second time too here. So
that's the least of his worries if he messes this one up.
Yeah,
you get Debbie stamped across your chest, you're in deep trouble if she ever takes off.
Yeah, that's right. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys being in here. Now, the schedule today, you're going to try to go get a couple hours sleep because you still got a lot of appearances and stuff going on today and tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to go check into the hotel and maybe try to get a couple hours and then head out.
And I'm sure you don't know, but Russ, who coordinates your schedule, Russ, we're going to be at Ray's Food Place, scheduled to be there at 4 o'clock this afternoon.
4 o'clock, we'll probably try and get over there a little bit earlier as well. So
okay, but 4 o'clock schedule time, be there till 7 o'clock, and we'll continue to take the bids for having breakfast tomorrow morning.
That's pretty cool.
That's a great place to have breakfast too.
No, the guys
and the guys that are
that's pretty neat. Yeah. It's pretty humbling.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, and then after that, you'll be at Furniture Design Center with a couch that is being auctioned off, also raising money.
Yep,
and a discount on
those guys. They threw a couch in there, and everybody's being really cool. I mean, it's fun to see a community get together like this. It doesn't happen a lot, in other places. So everybody should be pretty damn happy with themselves and give themselves a pat on the back. Communities don't do this anymore.
Really? Well, welcome to the North Coast because we do this. And you also signed a couple of our Cruise and Eureka T-shirts. We'll take those over for their auction tomorrow. This raises money for Make-A-Wish kids here on the North Coast, too.
Good. We do that, too. We work with Make-A-Wish.
Well, listen, we've had a lot of people on Facebook this morning and email and stuff saying that what you guys do, giving your time for helping out in situations like this, you guys get some praise as well. So go get some sleep. Thanks for coming in. And,
thank you.
And we'll catch up with you a little bit later this afternoon.
Thank you, Rollin, for having me.
Thank you very much. It's 10 minutes.
Thank you for
yeah.
these.
Wear those proudly. Maybe later on today we can see you in those the Cruise and Eureka shirts that are yours to keep. All right.
Well, thank you.